Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Normal is broke and common sense is weird, so we're here to help you transform your life. From the Ramsey Network in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio, this is The Ramsey Show. I'm Dave Ramsey. Ken Coleman, #1 best-selling author, a Ramsey Network star of Front Row Seat, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Teresa is in Providence, Rhode Island. Hi, Teresa. How are you?
I am good, gentlemen. How are you?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
Excellent. Are you in a good mood? That's the first question. Because I need you to sit back and think. I want you to count to 3 before you answer my question.
Wow. Okay. I can't wait to hear what this is.
I will say, as his co-host, I just spoke with him for about 5 minutes. I think he's in a fabulous mood. I don't know if that helps you.
I appreciate that.
Well, no, I had nothing to do with it. Don't give me any credit.
Wow.
This is interesting.
Okay. All right, here
Need
we
a
go.
weather forecast before we bring the question. All right.
We do. Okay, here
Dark
we go.
and stormy.
I have an ex-husband. I have 2 children. My ex has a girlfriend and a son. And we are all great friends. We give white trash new meaning, without a doubt. Every Saturday we go to brunch together, and then we have a misery. And we do something together that's miserable. That's why we call it the misery trip. But my point here is neither one of my children, who are 23 and 21, financially sound, out of school, in good careers, no debt, banking their coin like you read about, can't buy houses. So we're thinking of a family compound. We're thinking of, do we put it in a trust? Do we have each person have a quarter say in it? What happens when one of them wants to leave this compound? Do we have to have a vote so that they can go out, but they have to have equity to go with them so they could buy their own house? Not that I think anybody would ever leave the compound, but just to throw it out there as a possibility. So we want to do it the right way, but we all want to have our own little independent houses on this land. Can it be done without, shotgunning each other? And you should know, in our family dynamics, we have very expensive purses and very expensive guns. And I will agree with you, 2 guns to a purse is absolutely correct.
I will say this sounds like a great idea for a reality show.
Oh, yeah, we could put Kardashians out of business. No doubt in my mind.
Wow.
Well, y'all are a lot of fun.
Yeah. So my problem is both kids want to do houses, but they can't afford it.
Yes, they can.
Singly.
Yes, they can.
Well, they can in 5 years.
Well, so what? They'll still be in their 20s.
Okay.
People buy a house in their 20s first time. That's not an end of the world.
All right. Well, all right, fair enough. We were all talking about if we did it and we kind of put a trust together. Because I'm on the hill coming down. I don't want anything in my name.
I think there's more downside than upside here. This is one of those things that all of the variables would have to work perfectly for everyone to come out intact. And as we all know, all the variables never work out perfectly. So there's just so many negative things that can happen from this that outweigh the few positives that I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
You could get stuck. This weird relationship you've got could go sideways again. It could be... the kid could get stuck in there and or marries a girl who doesn't want anything to do with this compound, and then he's stuck. And then we have to have a communal vote, like it's communism or something. No, I'm
You're against it.
Yeah.
Just maybe all buy houses on the same block.
That'd be fine. Or if you bought a piece of property and everyone had their own parcel that was marketable, and everybody's not pissed if they sell it later. Then...
Oh, that's an option then. So just get a larger piece of land where it can be parceled out to each of us. But again,
as long as everybody's cool when I sell my house and move.
At that point, I don't. Well, the older ones will. Like I said, I'm on the hill down, so I was looking not to put anything in my name necessarily.
Well, I'm not. It doesn't matter. Just whoever has a piece of property, they have their own life, and they have boundaries, and they have legal rights, and they have relational rights to at some point someday sell this house. Because about the only thing I'm sure of is there are no forever homes except heaven. And so at some point, your son is a grandfather, and he wants to move away where his kids are in Phoenix. And somebody's going to be pissed if the whole thing's based on, well, you're the one that broke it all up, and I don't need that thing. I just don't need any of that. So our kids, our three kids live within a mile of each other and within 25 minutes of Sharon and I. But everybody owns their own thing, and everybody's allowed to buy or sell. And we talk about it sometimes as just, family relations. Cheering. One of ours sold a home and moved up considerably the other day, and we were cheering them on, and we have a discussion about it, but we don't get to say, no, you can't do that, or we're mad at you.
Yeah, that freaked me out just listening to that. And I would say this: you got to know when you've got to win and take the win and be okay with the win. And I think the weekly brunch where you guys are all happy in this crazy scenario is a win. I think you should leave it there. That's a miracle in and of itself. So enjoy the weekly brunch. Don't try to make this whole living thing this controlled community. It just feels weird, and someone's going to be let down.
Good question. And, it's kind of a theme I've been on for the last 2 weeks, Ken, and I'll circle back on it too, because one of the driving motivations was a 23-year-old can't buy a house.
Yeah.
Okay? Or a 26-year-old can't buy a house in Orlando, Florida. Well, A, they can, but B, they can't have been first victimized by the large banks, the car companies, and the student loan machine. And so if you're 26 and you have a $1,200 car payment because you got screwed by Lexus Motor Credit, believing you were building up your FICO score, and then you ran up a bunch of Visa debt because you're building up points that matter not to anyone anything, and then you went and got a degree for $180,000 from a university that's somehow supposed to make you successful in a degree field like left-handed puppetry or German polka history, and then you can't figure out why you can't get a good job and you're $180,000 in debt. And then, and you just keep going where these big banks, these car companies, the FICO program, the student loan program has trapped the Gen Zs and the millennials. Now, the millennials and the Gen Zs signed up for it. I went broke in my 20s because I was such an idiot. I signed up with these types of people, and they took my head off. But when people start talking about a 23-year-old, 26-year-old, it's not affordable now. It's because they first and foremost have been screwed, and they're trapped in all these other debt payments, and that makes them think they can't buy a house. No, they got to get out of that mess.
That's right.
And quit playing footsie with these big banks. Because let me tell you, Citibank runs washed-up actors on there saying, what's in your wallet? Bradley Cooper does not really live in a lobby, boys and girls. I'm just saying, and at some point, y'all got to go, I'm not going to get screwed by you people anymore. I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm not going to do business with people who piss on me all the time. I quit. And when Gen Z and millennials start doing that, they get out of debt, the affordability crisis, in air quotes, will really start to go away.
Hey guys, it's open enrollment time for health insurance. And if you have ever felt overwhelmed trying to figure out your healthcare costs, you are not alone. For a lot of families, healthcare is one of the biggest line items in the budget, and it gets more confusing every year. But you don't have to settle. Christian Healthcare Ministries is a biblical and budget-friendly alternative to health insurance, and I am proud to recommend them. With CHM, you are joining a community of believers who actually help share each other's medical bills. Yeah, it's true. Members have shared over $12 billion in healthcare costs since CHM started nearly 45 years ago. And it's simple. You choose your provider with no network limits. You submit your eligible bills online, and other members help share your expenses. CHM has program options for every stage of life, whether you're single, self-employed, or raising a family. Y'all, open enrollment has a lot of people scrambling right now, but CHM lets you join anytime. So go to chministries.org/budget to check them out. That's chministries.org/budget.
Carlos is with us in San Francisco. Hey, Carlos, how are you?
Doing well. Thank you for having me.
Sure. How can we help?
So I kind of did what you probably did a long time ago. I started a business and it was booming. Made my first $1 million in a couple of years. And it just kind of went, my financial life just spiraled out of control. And now I don't know if I should go bankrupt and figure out a way how to get back on track. I haven't done any payroll taxes, and I owe since 2017, 2018. I also haven't filed taxes since I was in 2017, 2018. And credit cards. I have over $70,000 in credit card debt. I have a commercial line of credit, which is another $30,000 that I owe the bank. I took an SBA loan out, which is emergency funding. This is during the PPP time. Sorry, it's the one for COVID.
Yeah.
I qualify for that because I didn't file my 2021 or 2020 taxes, so I had to actually get a loan out to keep my employees on board with me, and that's $132,500 there. So altogether, it's well over $350,000 in debt.
Is your business still open?
It is. I just had to let go of all of my employees, and I had to minimize all of my accounts. Currently, I think I have like 4 or 5 accounts that I drive to every single night. My industry is janitorial business. So yeah, it's tough.
So what are you making with the 3 or 4 accounts?
So it's $9,777. That's per month. And I did the math on all my expenses. They equal out to about $7,877 a month.
Are you married?
I'm engaged.
Mm. Okay. When do you plan to get married?
Oh, Jesus. Not anytime soon.
Okay. All right. What does she make?
I'd probably say around the $3,000 a month.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How old are you?
38, sorry.
Okay.
38.
All right. Well, this is a really, really scary situation, and it didn't happen suddenly. It's happened pretty gradually.
Absolutely.
So really, really bad news for you that apparently you're not aware of. 941 payroll taxes are not bankruptable, and neither is the IRS. So all of your taxes are going to be there if you file bankruptcy. I'm not sure if this SBA loan is bankruptable because it's COVID related. It might be. Certainly the credit cards and the line of credit are bankruptable. But you're not, the problem doesn't go away with bankruptcy is my point. You've still got a massive problem. And so the first thing I need you to do before we even talk about bankruptcy is when you get off the phone, I want you to go to RamseySolutions.com and click on Tax ELPs, Endorsed Local Providers. Find the tax person in your area that's Ramsey trusted. And I want you to sit down with them and develop a strategy to get caught up on your filings. Typically, when you have not filed this far back, they'll take 3 years tax returns. You don't have to go all the way to 2017. And then you'll, of course, owe those taxes. And I don't know what they'll do with the potential owings from those others. The 941s, however, you withheld taxes on your employees, right?
Right.
And then didn't pay it.
Correct.
Yeah, that's a trust account, and those live forever. That's the IRS puts that in the extremely serious bucket.
Yeah.
That one is like really scary. So you need to develop a strategy with a tax person on the 941s and on getting your returns caught up. Because here's what's scaring me. Apparently you didn't realize not paying income taxes is not a criminal offense. Not filing is a criminal offense.
Correct.
2,561 people went to jail last year. They put people in jail for not filing. Okay? And you have not filed a lot. So I want you, but I've never in 35 years of doing this seen someone actually get prison time or get criminally charged if they come forward. But if the IRS comes and finds you, you're going to be screwed. So you need to take care of this proactively tomorrow. You need to meet with a tax person and start developing a game plan on your back taxes and your back 941s. Then you can start looking at whether or not what I would do is just not pay the credit card and cut it up. I would not pay the commercial line of credit, and I would not pay the SBA, which, by the way, is what happens if you file bankruptcy, right?
Yeah.
They don't get paid. So I would not pay them, and I would take all of the cash flow above living expenses and start dumping it first and foremost on the 941s, and then secondly on whatever back IRS taxes you have. And if one of these others comes after you and tries to shut you down or foreclose on something or whatever, that might force you into bankruptcy. But we're going to address the things that are not bankruptable, which is the IRS in this case, before we bother with a stupid line of credit or a credit card.
Yeah.
And then you go to working as hard as you can work, and you properly pay and file your taxes every day for the rest of your life from this day forward.
Oh, yeah.
That has affected your ability to do business because it's a monster in the closet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you wake up in the middle of the night and you don't know why. I know. It's called stress. And you're hurting. You're hurting and you're scared. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. So that's what I would do. Are you in a good church by chance?
I don't go to church.
Okay.
I do believe in God. I just don't have the time to. I work.
Yeah, you don't have the time not to now. You need a relationship that is above and beyond hard work. You're not afraid of hard work. You've just made a mess, and you need some people in your life that love you, regardless of how messy you are. And that's the place to get it. So I'm gonna suggest you plug into that, because it's the answer to being terrified is to be in community and have friends. Lonely people are super terrified more than people who have friends in their corner. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So get some people in your corner.
I have a homework assignment for you, Carlos. We don't have time to unpack it, but what I would have loved to have sat with you on is to identify what was going right. In other words, what was working when you were really killing it. You started the call saying we had some great success. I think you mentioned over $1 million of revenue. I think you need to, at some point, spend enough time to write it down and say, well, what was working? What was I doing right when we were crushing it? And in times of failure, where businesses can go up and down, one of the great exercises is to identify that. Now, here's the reason for that.
Go back to doing that.
That's right. What has to change? What do I need to do in order to start doing that again? Because that was a formula that worked. And I think right now you're in a desperate situation. And so if you can get some clarity through that exercise and start to repeat that again, that's your best chance to make more money and dig yourself out of this.
So, Carlos, when you're working really, really, really hard and you're managing the money, we're going to buy food, lights and water, shelter, transportation, and pay taxes. Back taxes in your case. And that's all you need to be doing right now. Complete focus on that. And complete focus on any new accounts you can add and start growing the business back again with a proper accounting system that keeps you caught up on these things. Because where you are is terrifying. I'm sorry, man. Hey, you call me back if we can be more help as you're fighting through this. We'll help you any way we can.
Big news, guys. Mortgage rates have finally dropped, and they could dip again soon. Now, that's great news if you've been holding off on buying a house. But it also means a lot of other people are about to jump back into the market too. So if you want to move fast and still do things the smart way, you've got to be ready. And that's why I recommend Churchill Mortgage. Their Homebuyer Edge program gives you more security in this wild market. Here's how it works. You can cap your rate for 90 days. So if rates go up, you're protected. But if rates go down again, Churchill automatically lowers yours. So you can't lose. And check this out. Churchill will even back your offer with a $10,000 seller guarantee. So if your loan falls through because of financing, the seller still gets paid $10,000. That's how confident they are in helping you win. Plus, when you're a Churchill certified home buyer, it's even stronger than pre-approval. It's like showing up to the seller with cash in hand. So if you've been waiting for the right time to buy or refinance, this is it. Go to churchillmortgage.com to get started today. That's churchillmortgage.com.
This is a paid advertisement. Homebuyer Edge and Seller Guarantee are available for qualifying borrowers and select loan types only, and not available in all states or locations. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal housing lender.
Half a point drop in the Fed. What's that going to do to mortgage rates? Probably going down some more. What's that going to do to the housing market? Probably going to heat up a little bit. So, Merry Christmas. If you're buying or selling a home, it's a big deal. And with the clickbait and the headlines and all the data out there saying that you can't do it, it's awful, it's horrible. It's not great, but it's not to the point you can't do it. You can do it. Home prices have held steady all through the winter. They're hovering right around $424,000 median sales price in America. Mortgage rates are at 5.5% and probably going on down. With this, they generally follow the Fed, as we all know. They're not directly tied, but generally follow it. If you want to learn more about the housing market trends and get free tools to help you buy or sell with confidence, go to RamseySolutions.com/market. And always remember that there are Ramsey trusted real estate pros that you can get connected to at RamseySolutions.com as well. Daryl is in Orlando. Hi, Daryl. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Hey, Ken. How are you guys?
Great, man. What's up?
Just got a question for you. Luckily, it's kind of a good question, but really, I want y'all's opinion on this. I'll throw out the question, and then we'll fill in the details after for you to formulate your thoughts. So the question is, my wife and I are both recently 61, so she's retired. I've got 9 more years. So what I'm thinking, or what we're considering, would it be reasonable for us to cut back on our on my 401k contributions to free up some fund money for us?
How much are you putting into your 401k, percentage-wise?
Percentage-wise, 16%, which right now is about $34,000. It's the max plus the catch-up.
So you make $200 a year.
About $220. Yep.
And so 34 from 200 is 166, and you can't have any fun on 166.
Oh, no, we're having fun now, but we're thinking we could have maybe a little more fun, do a little more giving, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We're empty nesters.
Well,
kids are
why do I have a feeling
college.
I'm going to hear a ridiculously large number in this 401k right now?
I wouldn't call it ridiculously large. Well, a little bit of background, and thanks to your teachings, Dave. Our net worth is about 2.1. 1.3 of that is cash investments, the other 800 in real estate. So my thought is if I don't even touch the money that's there, it should probably double over that 9-year period.
It'll more than double over the 9 years. Yeah, it'll double in about 7, assuming you're invested in good mutual funds.
They've done well.
Yeah. Does your wife work outside the home?
No. She's
you said
retired
that.
teacher.
You said that earlier. Okay, so what are you talking about reducing this?
Cutting it back from maybe 16% to like 10%, and free up about $12,000 a year, about $1,000 a month, which is, I kind of look at that as maybe an extra cruise.
Okay. Well, you're certainly okay. And yeah, you're right. Your 1.2 in mutual funds would be 2.4, when you're 68, and when you're 75, it's going to be 5 million. And that's if you don't touch it and you just let it grow. And I got a feeling you're going to be able to do that. House is paid off, right?
I think so. Yep.
Okay. Zero debt.
Real estate's paid off.
Zero debt.
No debt.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, kind of what we're doing is sometimes the way people view retirement is suddenly. Okay, like you save, then you retire and you live off the savings. Okay?
Right.
And so what we're doing is kind of going for the last 9 years, we're just kind of going to go in the middle. We're going to save a little less.
Yeah.
We're going to save a little less and use that money now rather than later. And is it going to hurt you? Not substantially. Yeah, I probably would do this. Yeah.
But I'm just curious.
If you told me you
this.
had $500,000 in saving in your investments, I would say no.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
And Daryl, I have no problem with what Dave said. I always lean that direction, live life. But I am curious with your income and no debt and just how responsible you've been. This is all about $12,000.
Yeah. It's good.
Could Dave and I not find $12,000 in your existing budget?
Oh, we could, but it's just like I said, we do things now. I mean, we go on trips with our friends, but this would be a little extra here again to not only maybe do an extra trip or two, but also give some more to our local charities and that kind of thing, which we do quite a bit of now. But this would just, I mean, the way I look at it, it's about $100,000, $108,000 of spending now versus I did the math. It's a difference of about $180,000 at the 16% versus 10%.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and you're not counting what it's going to grow to over that 9 years, but still, that's okay. It's not. None of this is going to put you anywhere near anything except really wealthy, and so yeah, you're fine. You're fine, and I think I would do that. And in your situation, it's what your desire is. So there's one of the things that we get a lot of, Ken, and this is not that call, but it's like I've saved and now I don't know how to have fun.
Right.
You know, I've got this big old pile of money. Now, how do I reprogram my brain from being frugal all the time to actually enjoying some of it? And so, Daryl doesn't have that trouble.
No.
But Daryl's okay. He's done a good job. And you've got, you're a multi-millionaire at 61 years old. Congratulations, sir. Mm-hmm. The American dream is alive and well. There are Daryls out there everywhere, boys and girls. Your communist college professor was wrong. They're everywhere. This is the greatest land the world has ever known. The greatest opportunity for someone who has nothing to become wealthy in the history of mankind. There are Daryls everywhere. And we've got the data to prove it. Yeah, pick up Baby Steps Millionaires, the book, one of the latest bestsellers I've had. And the study on millionaires is the white paper in the back of it. You can look at all the research. It's there. There's a lot of Daryls out there, and he's done a great job.
Oh, yeah. And I want to make sure people caught this. He's still talking about working 9 more years. And as Dave pointed out, that 2.1 or whatever it was million is going to double, more than double in that 9-year period. And then through their 70s, it's going to double again. And if they live in their 80s, so I mean, long term, the amount of money he's got already is going to be way more than enough, as it just does compound interest.
Amanda is in Columbus, Mississippi. Hi, Amanda. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
So my question is, how do my husband and I navigate money and in-laws during the holidays? So we'll officially be out of debt in 18 months. We have about $105,000 left with a combined salary of $162,000. We both decided not to travel while we were in the process of paying off debt because we're broke. So we couldn't even, afford to travel.
Good.
However, my in-laws are wanting to come see us, and we don't have the greatest relationship. The biggest issue is that they both have an alcohol problem. My father-in-law is very violent and unpredictable when drunk. He's tried to attack my husband. He's attacked his daughter. They verbally attack me.
What's that got to do with travel?
Well, they're basically saying that we want to come see you.
Well, that's fine. Come see us. Get a hotel.
Well, we told them that, but the issue is that they drink, and so even if
if they're visiting, if anybody's visiting your home and gets violent, they just have to leave. But they have a hotel.
Yes, they will have a hotel.
Yeah.
So we did make it clear that we didn't want them to stay with us.
I mean, this has nothing to do with you being on baby step 2. This has to do with how you and your husband are gonna make a decision of someone coming into your home potentially drunk and potentially violent. That's all this is. It has nothing to do with travel. Has nothing to do with baby step 2. It's just what kind of boundaries am I going to put up? What kind of communication am I going to have? I wish Dr. John Deloney was here. But, I mean, you're done. You don't want them to come. And you don't want to be near them. So, again, it hasn't anything to do with baby step 2. But if your husband wants to have them come to the hotel and visit, come by. As long as you guys are sober and not violent, you're welcome to come by. But don't bring the drunk and don't bring this violence with you, or it won't work out. That's all that is. I love entrepreneurs. Don't forget, guys, I started my company on a card table myself, so I know what it's like to have people counting on you, your team, your family, not to mention your customers. And when you're the one signing the paychecks, you can't afford to fly blind. But I'll be honest, early on, one thing that nearly sunk us was wasting time with spreadsheets that didn't add up because business units didn't talk to each other. I finally told my team, just fix it. And they did. We got NetSuite. That was years ago, and we've never looked back. See, NetSuite isn't just for tech giants. It's built for growing businesses like yours. Over 43,000 businesses already run on NetSuite, including a lot that started just like you. And now, with built-in AI, NetSuite is helping them even more. It's one system connected to every part of your business for real-time insights, not guesswork. NetSuite AI flags inventory issues, cash flow risks, even supplier delays before they become problems. So you can trust the data, stop wasting time, and make the right decisions faster. Take a free product tour today at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey. Andrew's in Los Angeles. Hi, Andrew. How are you?
I'm good, Mr. Ramsey. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
I have a question. So about 10 years ago, my dad passed away. And so my mom, she took on a lot of the life insurance money. And so she downsized her house about 3 years ago and used half of it to pay for the house and use the other half to show his income. Well, she's been nickel and diming that for the past 3 years, and she's out of money.
So, if she downsized her house, why did she need to use the insurance money?
She sold it, and so it was half of the insurance money and half of the equity that she made from her previous house.
Oh, I see.
And so
how much insurance money did she receive?
I want to say roughly $300,000.
Okay, so she used $150. 7 years after he passes.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. She received about $300 from there, and then received another $250 from the last previous house that we had. So she used the equity to pretty much pay for this new house 3 years ago.
How much was
and
it?
So she's been. Right now, it's $240,000. It's owed.
Oh, she owes money on the house.
Yes. And so my question is, what should we do? Me and my fiance are planning to buy a house in the next year. I'm suggesting maybe she sell the house and she can help me invest in a house, and so she has a place to live with us. Whereas my brother is suggesting she rent out the house and use that to pay for itself. And might I also mention she has zero debt also, just other than the house.
So the house that she currently lives in, she owes $250 on?
Yeah, $240, yes.
And what is it worth?
Roughly 5.
Okay. And so why does she for 10 years he's been gone, does she not work?
No, she was not working.
How old is she?
She's 57.
Okay. Well, there's the problem, hon. It's not the house, it's she needs to get a job. She thought 300,000 was $3 million. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
And now she needs a job.
So what should our plans be?
There's not our plans. Her plan should be she gets a job. Your plan should be you get married and start a life. And no, you don't move in with her, and no, you don't use any of her money, and she needs her money, and no, we don't have a plan. She needs a plan. She needs to get a job and quit burning through this cash. And you need to get married and have a life. And just wave over there at your mom and say, I love you.
Yeah, I'm scared for her.
I'm scared for her too, because her habits are horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot believe somebody's gone. She's 47 years old when he died, and she's developed 0 income since then.
57. She's been unemployed for maybe 5 years.
No, she's 57 now, you said.
Yes.
Yeah, so he died 10 years ago.
Roughly.
Yeah, 47. That's how that works, yeah. So, yeah. So, no, I mean, she's not working, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not your problem. What we're trying to help you see is that while you have the emotions, and you can have the emotions for her and feel bad for her and be scared for her, but also have to live your own life.
Yeah. I'm scared for you, Mom. You need to get a job. Matter of fact, you needed to get a job 5 years ago when you lost the other one, or whatever happened 5 years ago. So she worked 5 of the 10 years. But otherwise, you're going to lose this house because you're going to burn through this money. There's not enough money here to support you. Have you not figured the math out on that, Mom? And I love you. I'm cheering for you. I sure hope you go get a job, and I hope you quit burning through this money, because that's what really, really, really desperately needs to happen. And I'll introduce you all this Ramsey stuff, and they'll help you, because we'd love to help her. I'd be happy to do that. But wow, but yeah, you're not in a position to rescue her, and you using some of her money to buy you a house that she lives in. Yeah, that's a little self-serving. No, thank you. No, I'll pass on that one too. You guys need to just love her for where she is and coach her and cheer for her, and hopefully she'll follow some of that. And that's where I would go. Josh is with us. Josh in Orlando, Florida. Hi, Josh. How are you?
Doing good, sir. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Yeah, so it's struggling to pay off a mountain of credit card debt, and helping with my spouse sticking to a budget.
Mm-hmm. How does putting together the budget work at your house? How involved is your spouse putting it together?
I'm the one solely doing the budget.
Yeah.
They don't.
So she's having trouble sticking to your budget that she didn't have a vote on. No shock.
Yes, it's problem is it was up to me to create the budget. She did not want to be involved.
Yeah, that's fine, but she has to get involved once it's created and look at it and have a vote, because we two adults need to accomplish our common goals that we have in this marriage, which is survive and prosper.
Yeah.
So, honey, we got to sit down and look at this together. This is what I think it looks like. Now, I need you to look at it and make your changes, and then we are going to both agree to stick to after we make the changes, because we actually have to be adults, devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good. And we both have to be adults in this. And gosh, I need your help. I need your vote. I need your set of eyes. I need your wisdom. And I need your input. And I need your buy-in. And all of those things come together. So, but yeah. You can't do a budget and then come in like Moses coming down from the mountain with 2 tablets and go, this is what God says. It doesn't work.
Yes, and one struggle is we come from 2 different perspectives on budgeting and money. I was raised more on the Ramsey method, and she comes from a Hispanic household, and they more of the freely spend, and the bills.
That's not a Hispanic disease, dude. That's just a disease. Everybody's got it. Gringos got it too, man. So That's just, no, that's hillbillies, Cajuns, Italians. We all got that same disease, man. So, no, that's, it's called growing up, and I'm going to live on less than I make. I'm not in the U.S. Congress. And so we need to sit down together. But it's about her being a grown woman instead of a little girl who's being taken care of by her man. That's bullcrap. So the two of y'all sit down together and work on this together. Ken, when people work together like that, it increases communication, cooperation. You're agreeing on your dreams. You're agreeing on your fears. It changes everything.
Yeah, it does. And I think in this case, it's less about obviously the race of somebody, but it is the environment that they grew up in. And so your household was very different with how they approached money, and her house was different. So now we've got to get on the same page. And I think I would be asking more questions of your wife, and I would be asking her, is it the principle of every dollar, knowing where it's going, or is it the process that you just don't like? And it seems, and I would ask these questions. You may already know the answer, but to get her in a conversation, she's not on the witness stand. You're not attacking. You're just going, hey, help me understand what about the budgeting process you don't agree with or don't like.
I need your help.
Yes, but the more you can get understanding of why she thinks or acts the way she does about money, the better chance you have at getting on the same page. And so this is a conversation. It might end up in counseling in a good way, not a crisis, but hey, we need a professional to help us communicate our fears, our desires around money so we get on the same page. But Dave, you're absolutely right. When we listen to Debt Free Screams, it's most obvious. When you hear the story, no matter which spouse brought the idea home or Dave's book or whatever has happened, once they fully get on the same page, it's unbelievable momentum, and we hear it all the time. And by the way, it's not just money momentum, relationship momentum across the table.
Yeah. The typical Debt Free Scream says it changed our marriage. That's right. When we started working together. It increased communication. It increased cooperation. It's just so much easier. But I would just frame it in, I need your help. We got to be two grown-ups, and we got to do this together. Your vote counts. I know life gets busy. The to-do list never ends, but some things are just too important to put off, and making a will is one of them. That's why I recommend Mama Bear Legal Forms, because I've seen it too many times. Families are grieving a loss, and on top of that, they're stuck in court fighting over paperwork, all because someone didn't take a little time to get their will in place. That's not what you want for your loved ones. You want peace. You want clarity. You want focus on what matters most, being present and leaving a legacy. With Mama Bear, you can create your will in just 20 minutes, right from the comfort of your home. It's simple, legally binding, and doesn't require an expensive attorney or hours of confusing paperwork. And I'll tell you, almost every person who uses Mama Bear says the same thing. If I would have known how easy it was, I would have done it sooner. So don't wait. Go to mamabearlegalforms.com and use the promo code Ramsey to save 20%. That's mamabearlegalforms.com, code Ramsey. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union Studios. Ken Coleman, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, and host of The Front Row Seat on Ramsey Networks. He's my co-host today. Gina's in Boston. Hi, Gina. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
Yeah, I think I really need your wisdom today. I've been following you now for almost a year. I'm a single mother of 2 boys, both teenagers now, but I solely raised myself. But I'm engaged and about to get married middle next year. He's a very good man, very hardworking, but I think he's dealing with financial situation. He has multiple debts and lots of things that don't just seem right with him. And most of these things he didn't tell me. I got to find out over the course of our dating for about a year. Because I was able to step in, we've put in some structure, but I'm a little bit worried about what happens when we get married. How do we manage finances? What do I do? And stuff
How
like
much debt does he have?
About $100,000.
Okay. And what does he make?
About 58.
Okay. And what kind of debt is it?
80,000 is student loan, which he abandoned until I made him pick it up again. And so he started making payments on that. And then the rest are between credit card debts and different debts that have been defaulted.
Okay. Did you say that he didn't tell you about these debts and you had to find them?
No. He didn't tell me except for the student loan.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. So when I stumbled on it, I asked questions and I went straight to the government site. I did a case lookup and I saw a series of about 3 or so debts. And he claimed that, he knew about some of them. I don't even know. It didn't make any sense, no answer. But why didn't you tell me? He said he was worried, he was scared that I would, feel bad about him or not trust him. But he's willing to start making payments. And so together we're able to put a structure. I did print out the 7 baby steps, introducing to Dave Ramsey. And
well, the big question is not the debts. The big question is this guy going to lie to you every time he's ashamed?
That's what I'm worried about. And so I don't know how to make progress with, settling down and do we make finances? Do we separate those things?
Yeah, I think you guys need some good pre-marriage counseling because trust was broken and you're uncomfortable with a lack of trust.
Yeah, I agree. There's a good sign that when you brought up the student loan, that he said, okay, I'm going to pick it back up. I think he wants to please you, but he's got to get healthy himself. So I think Dave's right. Some premarital counseling and maybe some one-on-one counseling for him. I would press pause. If you were my sister or cousin or family member and you told me this, I'd say I would press pause. And I'm going to tell you that today.
Until you can answer the question and looking in the mirror and say, I completely trust this man. Mm-hmm. You really shouldn't put a ring on something that you don't trust. It's a bad idea. Because that parlays into a whole bunch of things then.
Yeah.
And so, he was ashamed. Okay, I get why he hid it. And it's perfectly logical, but there's one person on the planet that you have to trust, and that's got to be your spouse. And if you can't, then that's either a sign of the relationship is struggling or broken, or one or both parties, how we're interacting. And sometimes that is everyone should spend time on pre-marriage counseling, by the way. The data says that the likelihood of your marriage surviving is greatly increased with in-depth pre-marriage counseling because you not only learn how to talk to each other, you learn how to deal with all the rest of the family in that process, and boy, that's a thing.
Yeah.
And so on. So, yeah, you guys need to do that anyway, but in this case, you could dig this out. It might not be anything serious, but you have doubt. And doubt is not how you walk down the aisle, not on something as major as trust. So, yeah, you got to get where you say, I trust this man. I'm committing my life to spending my life with this man. That's a lot of trust. And so, yeah, and you're a single mom with 2 kids, and he's going to be involved with the kids. You got to be able to trust him, and he's got to be able to open up to you. You got to be a safe place to say, I made a mistake. A safe place to have a discussion that's uncomfortable. And maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I don't know. But I would spend it on that. Pat's in Iowa. Hi, Pat. What's up?
Hi. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
I like an opinion whether my wife and I can buy a winter home based on our financial situation.
A winter home. Where's the winter home?
Yeah. Florida.
Oh. A winter home where it's warm in the winter.
That's what I was wondering too. Yeah. Where are we going? That's so
pretty
cold.
Cool. I thought we were going ice fishing for a minute. Okay.
Too.
All right. And so,
yeah, you've already got it in Iowa. You're in it.
Yeah, you already got that figured out. Okay, cool. So, what does the Florida home cost?
Well, we're thinking around $300,000.
Do you have $300,000?
Well, yeah, we do. Would you like a little rundown of where I'm at?
Sure. How much? What's your net worth?
Well, our net worth is about 1.3, and net income, Social Security, and 2 pensions is about 85, and our yearly RMD is about 22.
And what's your age?
We are both 75.
Okay. All right. And what's your current home worth?
Current home's worth about 280.
And you got family in that area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're going to have 300 and 300 in real estate, 600 out of 1.2, and the other 600 or 800 will be in your retirement, I assume.
Yes.
I would do that. Yes.
Okay.
If I'm paying cash. You have no debt. You have no debt, right? I'm sorry. You have no debt, right?
No.
Okay.
And we rarely touch the portfolio except for the RMD.
Yeah. So how much time are you already spending in Florida?
4 months.
What are you doing when you're there? What kind of housing are you? You're just renting a house?
Yes, we're renting a house. We've been doing this for about 8 years, and the rent runs about $13,000 for the 4 months, and we figured we could use that to cover the maintenance on something we buy.
Yeah, easily, and it goes up in value. Yeah, actually, that's exactly what I was going to suggest, because some people think they want second homes and they've never done it, and but you've been doing it. You've had your practice run. You've tried the shoe on, it fits. So that even ensures even more that I'm doing this. Way to go, man! Congratulations. Retires a millionaire.
Yeah, so fun, and boy, oh boy. Getting out of Iowa in the wintertime. Have you ever been to Iowa? Yeah. I bet you have. I remember a February, it was a speaking gig at one point, and I remember getting out of the car to go into the hotel, and I couldn't breathe for 15 seconds. This blast of cold air hit me, and I'm like, who lives here? And I went around the town interviewing people. How do you do this? No, it's great. I love that.
So that's a classic there. Are you old enough to where, like, when you were growing up, people had the goal of someday retiring in Florida?
No question. Yeah.
Okay. It was like the retirement state.
No question.
Like when I was a kid, that was like you had arrived.
Yeah.
If you got a place in Florida, and that's
Boca del Vista or whatever it was on Seinfeld.
The holidays are supposed to be joyful, but they can also be expensive. Between gifts, travel, and about 1,000 limited-time offers, your budget can start feeling anything but merry. And that's why I love this. Boost Mobile helps you treat yourself and your wallet. Right now, you'll pay just $10 a month for your first 2 months. Then, only $25 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Forever. No price hikes, no contracts, no nonsense. Just reliable service that keeps your phone bill low and your holiday spirits high. So stop stressing over your budget and start saving instead. Go to boostmobile.com/Ramsey and unwrap the savings today. That's boostmobile.com/Ramsey. Restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com/Ramsey for details.
Well, if you feel like me, I feel like sometimes you're starting from scratch with your money. I don't feel that way now, but I remember feeling that way. It's not because you aren't disciplined. It's not because you're not consistent. It's because you're emotionally overwhelmed. And emotions are part of personal finance. Managing your money, part of it is managing the emotions. In her new book, What No One Tells You About Money, Jade Warshaw gives you a clear picture, a clear guided process that helps you diagnose the emotion and put together a system to actually follow common sense while admitting that there's an emotion involved. Hello. Pre-order right now for $24.99. This is an incredible book. Get over $100 in free bonus items, an enhanced audiobook, early access to the ebook, instant access to an exclusive video, Your Financial Checkup with Jade, an exclusive 3-week online book club, and live Q&A with Jade. Pre-order at RamseySolutions.com or click the link in the show notes, and we'll get you started. You really should try this one. Andrew's with us in Chicago. Hi, Andrew. How are you?
Good. How are you, Dave and Ken?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
So I just got a quick question, basically regarding investments. So my wife and I, we've been married for going on 3 years now. We've got a 5-month-old daughter. We've worked through the first 3 baby steps, paid off everything except for the house, got our 3 to 6 months saved, and we both invest into our 401k through like our workplaces, and we're just looking like where do we go next to get to that like 15% that you guys recommend.
Okay, so you maxed your 401ks?
Yes, sir. I am. I match at 3% at my work, and my wife is same with her employer through her school.
Now, max means you put all you can put in, not up to 3%.
I thought you said match.
No, I'm sorry, max. So have you got a 401k that has a Roth option?
It does not. No, that's what I was going to ask about.
Okay, so here's the thing we found out. Match is best. So get all the match you can. You've done that with your 3%. Does your wife have a match?
I am 90% sure it's the same at match at 3%.
Okay, perfect. That's easy. That means we still need to put 12% of our household income away somewhere. What is your household income?
Roughly, probably right around that $90,000 a year, roughly.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, 15% is 14,000 and some change, right?
Yes.
And so, and we're already putting 3% away. So let's call that 3,000. So let's just say we need to put another 10 or 11,000 away. You both can do a Roth IRA, and just go to RamseySolutions.com and click on SmartVestor Pro.
Okay.
And click on SmartVestor. You'll be introduced to one of our SmartVestor Pros, or 2 or 3 of them, and you can choose which one you want to work with. They've got the heart of a teacher. They'll sit down, teach you about this, and then show you how to do it and help you actually create the Roth IRA in some good growth stock mutual funds. And it sounds like you guys need to be putting away somewhere around 10,000, so you could put, 5 or 6,000 each into a Roth IRA and have a really good plan going with the 3% over at work. And the 3% over at work also needs to be in good growth stock mutual funds. If you take your options that you're allowed to invest in down to the SmartVestor Pro, when you sit down with them, they'll help you pick out your 401k options while they're getting your IRA signed up. And then if you want to open a 529 for your kids' college, you can do that there too. Very easy to do. And but it's it's like anything. The very first time you do it, there's a little bit of intimidation. But investing is really not that intellectually challenging. There's not that much to it. And so once you get started on it and you start understanding it, you're going to go, oh, that's all there is to it. Oh, that's it. No big deal. And you'll be just fine. So that's really good questions, sir. Very well done. You're going to be very wealthy. That's cool. You're getting started early. I love it. I love it. I love it. Very good. Carlos is in Austin, Texas. Hey, Carlos, how are you?
Hey, Dave. It's an honor to talk to you. I've been listening to your show since I was 14, and I'm 26 now. So,
wow.
Anyways, my question is, so my wife and I, we recently lost our baby.
Oh.
And this kind of got us rethinking, like, what are we doing with our lives? So I just had the question, is it a good idea to take money out of our investments and pay off our house? Or should we just leave that money and let it keep compounding? And I kind of had hopes of leaving my corporate career and trying to retire and live off of that.
At 26? I'm not sure how
realistic that is. Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry that you lost your baby.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking, but
yeah,
doing nothing for the rest of your life because your heart is broken is a method of hiding from the pain.
Mm.
And if you don't want to work in corporate America, I don't blame you for that, but we need to be doing something.
Well, for sure, yeah.
You're too valuable. You need to be adding value to our lives out here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just how do we do the corporate exit, and my idea was like, well, this year I've been doing stock option trading, and anyways, pretty much quit that.
Good.
Just with everything going on. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I asked AI, I said, what would Dave Ramsey say if he knew I was trading options? He said something like, you're playing with fire in a suit dousing gasoline. So that kind of woke me up.
Hold on, let's get the real man's. Let's get the real version's take.
That sounds pretty good.
That's
going
what
with
I
that.
thought.
I'm going with that.
I'm curious to know what your current nest egg is, if you have one at all. By the way you set this question up, what is your financial picture as far as investments?
Cash, like 420.
How much in your retirement accounts?
Well, that's counting my retirement account.
That's your retirement accounts. Well, you've done really well for 26.
I have
but dude, you're not ready to retire.
No.
I mean, 420's not enough to retire.
Yeah, I mean, my whole goal or dream, I guess, was like, if I keep doing the stock option trading, I can, create a new income and leave my corporate job. But
I think you do need to create a different income, not there. And I think you do need to leave the corporate job after you have created a different income. But I don't think you need to retire.
Yeah.
You don't have enough money to retire.
Right. That's kind of the problem I was facing.
Here's a fun exercise.
I had a good year, but
I'm going to give you my book. I'm going to give you my book as a gift. Find the work you're wired to do. It has about a 20-minute assessment in it. It's going to spit out, with the help of AI, a really good job description where you can use what you do best to do what you love to produce results you care about. And I'm going to tell you, it's a great exercise in this time of hurt, but it's also going to set you up because I think you know the answer. I don't have time to pull it out of you, but I think there's a couple ideas that if you could make a smart financial transition from where you are today to where you want to be, I think you would pull the trigger on it, and I think that's the kind of life you're looking for. So hang on, we'll give you that book, but I want you to really lean into the results and ask yourself, who are the people I really want to help? What problem or desire do they have? And begin to lock into what your why is as it relates to work. And I think you'll find it'll help you heal as you see that even though this is a devastating loss, you and your wife aren't on the shelf. You will recover from this pain in time. And I think this pain will inform you, both of you, in how you live your life going forward and begin to look to the future as you heal.
Yeah. I would not spend my energies trying to escape. I would lean into my marriage relationship really hard, and because she's hurting as much or more than you are, and I would talk about that. I would talk about, who have we got to see to help us process and work through grief? What is the process there? Because this is a new experience, and it's a difficult experience, and not working is not going to make it all feel better. That's the problem. And so I think you're barking up the wrong tree on that part. Everywhere you turn this time of year, someone's telling you to swipe a card now and pay later. But that mindset always leads straight to debt and post-holiday stress. Fairwinds Credit Union takes a different approach. They're here to help you win with money. Fairwinds doesn't push credit cards. They help you build savings and stay debt-free, just like we teach, with the baby steps. And to do that, Fairwinds created the Smart Bundle with Ramsey fans in mind. It's more than a bank account. It's a tool to help you live with intention. The Smart Bundle includes a no-fee checking account, a high-yield savings account, and the exclusive Ramsey Be Weird debit card, which says debt is normal, be weird, right on the front. So every time you swipe it this Christmas season, it's a reminder that you're choosing a different path, to spend no more than you actually have, to avoid that January budget hangover, and to be free from debt traps. Go to fairwinds.org/Ramsey to open your Smart Bundle and get your Ramsey Be Weird debit card today. That's fairwinds.org/Ramsey, insured by the NCUA. Our question of the day is brought to you by Why Refi. Defaulted private student loans don't just disappear, but you can make them go away. Why Refi offers low fixed rate refinancing that gives you hope and a path forward, a clear path. Go to whyrefi.com/Ramsey. That's the letter Y, REFY.com/Ramsey. Not in all states.
Today's question comes from Bobby in Idaho. My financial advisors tell me I need long-term insurance for estate planning purposes. I'm 50 years old, and he told me that a term policy may not reach out far enough considering my age, and that a whole life policy would be permanent. I'm leaving a home to one of my children and would like to leave the other children my life insurance proceeds. Which type of insurance would you recommend? Well, I'm going to get out of the way because, Dave's not said a whole lot about whole life but in the past, and I feel like this is a perfect time to let you maybe hit a teed-up ball down the fairway. But we would always say term life. Tell them why, Dave.
Yeah, so, Bobby, you don't have a financial advisor.
That's right.
You have an insurance agent. Financial advisors don't tell people to buy whole life. None of them. Everybody in the whole financial world thinks whole life is crap, except the people that sell whole life. And they're life insurance agents that sell whole life. And they're dinosaurs. They're dying off because people have learned to add in modern day America. So, here's what I would recommend. I would recommend whatever money you are going to put with your life insurance agent, that instead you actually get with an investment advisor and put that money into like a real investment. Life insurance is not an investment. Life insurance does not leave an estate. We're not trying to leave your children wealthy by you buying life insurance. Bad choice. Much better off take what you were going to pay in premiums and just use it to become wealthy and leave that wealth to your kids. If it's not as much as the policy and you die too soon, oh well, your kids are going to have to be on their own. Oh, well, weren't most of us? Hello. So you don't leave someone wealthy with life insurance, whether it's term life or whole life, period. You certainly don't do it with whole life. And so, no, the only reason you carry life insurance is if you have a family of children at home and a wife or a husband at home that need to replace your income if you die. You are beyond that, and this person is just trying to sell you some crap. And so you need to do what's known as run away from this person. And I don't think you need life insurance at all, term or anything. I wouldn't tell you to do that. Based on your question, I would go a different direction completely. Bijou is with us. Bijou's in Long Island. Hi, Bijou. What's up?
Hi, Dave. Great to talk to you again.
You too. How can we help?
When my dad passed away last year, he left my mom $96,000. No problem. She had brain surgery, so she's not all there. So I convinced her to put the money into an auto-renewing CD with my brother. And in October, so we wouldn't touch it. And
with your brother?
Hers. Yeah.
Why?
Because she only has two sons, so we thought it'd be like an easy split, putting it in a CD. I didn't think of anything else.
Okay. I don't know why your brother's on it. That's what I can't figure out. So what happened? How can we help?
Oh, yeah. So in October, we had a falling out, and he kind of separated himself from us. And
who's us? You and your mom?
My mom, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and after the falling out, my mom was kind of like, you think he took the money? And I was like, Mom, it's in a CD in both our names. He can't.
Yes, he can.
But it turns out he took it. Yeah, and he took it out in March. So we were like, oh, what do we do? And I'm like, I don't know, Ma. This is my fault for even suggesting it. And when I went to the bank, they're like, you can take it to court. But I was just like, I talked to you before, and, you're the Christian guy, and I was just wondering, what better advice? Because I don't want to just deplete it and get him worse, get him more angry at us,
I'm sorry, we're worried about pissing off somebody that stole $96,000 from their widowed mother? I couldn't care less if he's pissed off. I want to put him in front of an 18-wheeler.
Yeah, that's like one emotion.
What a bum.
But it's family. Yeah,
what a bum.
Yeah, back in March compared to the fight in October, I was like, whoa, he kind of planned this.
Yeah.
And my mom and I kind of talk about it and stuff like that, but, we're like, it's gone.
Okay, so have you talked to him since you discovered he stole your mother's money?
No, he separated himself.
I know you, but you don't have his phone number?
Oh yeah.
But you didn't call him and say, "Hey, you stole Mom's money"?
I did that.
What'd he say?
I was like, "Hey, he turned everything back on us, saying, "Hey, you did this. You can't have everything." Like,
it's not you. It's not me. You took Mom's money.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do whatever you want to do. Wow. I don't know, because you guys were so dumb you put his name on it, if it's really stealing or not. Ethically and morally it is. I'm not sure it is legally because his name was on the account. Did he fraudulently sign her name, or did he just sign his name and took the money out?
When I went to the bank, they just told me one person can take everything out.
Yeah, okay. So it was just a joint on the account. It wasn't, yeah. So he technically hadn't done anything legally wrong.
Yeah.
It's March. It's been a year. My guess is the bum has spent the money, don't you think?
I couldn't even tell you. I mean, like, we think.
Well, I mean, what would you think if you were going to guess?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, based on how we know him, yeah. Yeah, he spent it.
So your mom's completely cold broke now?
No, she still has income from disability and Social Security and stuff like that.
But, I mean, she doesn't have any money
and
now.
That was, yeah, she has a small checking account, like $14,000 in there. But not in, she didn't have any plans for the 96. It was supposed to be for the both of us anyway. It was just that he took it all versus half, and took it now versus after her passing.
Is she ill? How old is she?
She's 81, and she had a brain tumor, a glioblastoma. They got the majority of it, but it kind of left her worse for wear.
As sad as this is, Dave, I don't know if it's worth the money and time to try to get nothing. I just don't know if there's anything to get from it.
Yeah. I mean, your only option here is to hire an attorney and pay them to go after him. But you can't, attorneys and courts don't make people have money when they don't have money. And if he spent it all, it's just gone. And even if you won a lawsuit, you can't get blood out of a rock, right?
Yeah, correct.
And so you're going to spend $10,000 chasing your mom's money. I don't care whether you or your brother got any money. I couldn't care less. Y'all are like grown-ups, and you should be taking care of yourselves. But I do care that he stole from his widowed mother. It's like a new level of scum, And so, on that basis, you have to decide. You have two options. One is you just throw up your hands and say, forget it. It's not worth it. It was a dumb thing to do to put his name on the account, which it was a dumb thing to do. And I'm just going to forget it, and I'm going to walk away because there's nothing I can do about it anyway. Or you could spend $10,000 and never get a dime, or might get a little of it if you sued him. Maybe. Yep. But I don't. What would I do? As painful as it would be for me, I would just walk away.
Okay. Yeah, my mom has the same thing because she doesn't want more trouble at this point. She just wants.
Well, this guy's not worth. I don't care if we have trouble with this guy or not. This is a guy you want trouble with. He needs to go away, way away, and stay away. He doesn't want to see me again. If I'm you, this is not good. Not because of what he did to you. I couldn't care less what he did to you, but there's a couple things in the Bible you don't steal from. Okay, widows and orphans, and when you look that up. The things that happen to people that steal from widows and orphans, it's really nasty. This is a Bible thing you don't want to get across, okay? And so I don't want to be this guy. He's in God's crosshairs. It's bad. Wow. Statistics show that half of Americans don't have enough life insurance, or they don't have any at all. I don't understand this, John. Why don't people want to take care of their family? They think they're going to die or something?
Well, I used to be one of those guys. I didn't even think about it. And one of my buddies said, hey, the only reason to not have life insurance is if you hate your wife and kids. And I immediately went and got term life insurance.
That's a gut punch.
And you're telling me, and for decades, Dave, I've sat across people who've lost a spouse. They've lost somebody important to them.
Me too.
They don't know what to do next.
Me
right?
too. I mean, you're going to have a crisis here. And, you got two options while you're sitting and talking to a young widow. She's concerned about how she's going to invest all this money properly and not mess this up, or she's concerned how she's going to eat tomorrow.
That's exactly
These are the two options. And take care of your dadgum family, man.
Term life insurance can replace income, pay off debts, cover funeral expenses, so your family can actually have the opportunity to just be sad.
Yeah.
To just miss you.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's saying I love you to your family. Term life insurance. Jeff Zander and the team at Zander Insurance makes it easy and affordable. I've used them personally for 25 years. They're the only people I trust. Go to Zander.com or call 800-356-4282. Chip is with us in Atlanta. Hi, Chip. How are you?
Fantastic, Dave. Ken, I hope y'all are doing well today.
Better than we deserve. How can we help?
Well, Dave, I've had the blessing of being married 30 years, so I can't even get it right. Retired 30 years, 20-some-odd years, but because my wife introduced me to you many, many years ago, I thought she was having an affair, but it was just Dave Ramsey she was listening to every day.
Who is this Dave
I
guy?
got me some round glasses and a goatee. No, I'm just kidding. Just seemed to be that way. But we've also been teaching Financial Peace University for many years and making a difference in people's lives, and we appreciate it. And graduated from FCMT this year. So
wow.
A lot of thank yous for these things. But really my call is on the retirement. So I've been with a big phone company for 30 years. And as, the big AI and everybody else kind of pushes us out the door, it was kind of time to go, but I've started a financial coaching business on the side, so I'm still going to be doing some work.
Good for you.
Just helping people and trying to make a blessing and a difference in their lives. Got an NFL player that was broke to zero and trying to get him out of debt. That's terrible, but that's what we can do.
Good.
But the question is when it comes to the retirement planning and the funds, and I've talked to some of your SmartVestor pros, I feel like I'm in the toothpaste aisle, Dave, because people want me to do index funds and ETFs and mutuals and annuities and bonds and oh my. And I feel like a deer in the middle of hunting season.
Who are the people?
Well, the different ones are different brokers. So you have your major brokers that I'm talking to. They're fiduciaries, but I'm also talking to financial planners through my church that are quote unquote qualified, certified. They may not be Vestor pros, and none of your pros have sent me in any weird direction. They've given me some good advice, but like I said, it's just a lot of confusion with the ETFs, the mutuals, the bonds, and the biggest one was one of my financial planners wanted me to put $1.5 million in an annuity, and I'm thinking, no, why? And then another one wants me to do at least the old 60-40 rule, where he puts about 40% of my money into bonds, which I'm like, yeah, why? And my dad did that.
How old are you?
I'll be 60 in April.
Okay, and what size is this nest egg?
We've got 2.2 million.
Good for you. Good for you. Okay.
Good for my wife. She's the one that kicked my rear.
All right. Well, let's just quiet all the noise. I don't do any of the things you're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
you don't.
65.
we don't teach it either.
I'm 65. So why would you?
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Okay. Well, that pretty
and
much
I like
shuts
your plans,
up everything.
And this is what we teach.
Yeah, I'm gonna
have your 4 buckets.
My personal, mutual fund portfolio with my SmartVestor Pro is 1/4 in aggressive, 1/4 in international, 1/4 in growth, and 1/4 in growth and income, all with long track records. I hardly ever change funds. I buy funds that perform as well or better than the funds in their same categories, and they almost always do. And I just don't worry about it. And they just grow. I mean, the S&P was up 17% this year so far, and my funds are up more than that.
It's been a crazy couple of years.
Yeah. So I mean, why do I need to do anything else? Mine's all been converted to Roth over the years, so it's all growing tax-free. It'll all be left tax-free in the inheritance. There's no RMDs on Roth. So I'm completely free of tax and free of tax constraints, and I don't touch any of it. I don't need any of it. It's all just growing more and more and more and more. And it's very simple. You do not need bonds. You do not see, the bond thing is based on a theory called asset allocation. And the theory of asset allocation is that as you get older, you should take less risk. And the problem is that the financial planning community, some of them, have over-indexed on that theory to where they take a 60-year-old and start putting him in bonds. Now, if you don't smoke, you're not obese, and you're fairly healthy at 60, the data tells us you're going to live to 90 on average. So that means these morons are putting you in bonds for 30 freaking years. That's stupid.
Agreed.
Okay, then why are we even entertaining this?
As I said, I'm looking in the toothpaste aisle, and I should know better.
Yeah. I mean, your teeth are clean and your breath smells good. Just keep using the one you've been using.
There you go. Just,
I mean, it's that simple. It's there's enough opinions out there in the financial world. They're like armpits. Everybody's got one that usually stinks. So, it's like,
well, I think this is actually an interesting, because this is a great guy. But here's a guy who has taken our financial training, has lived out the principles, gives his wife a lot of credit, and yet he was allowing all of the flashy sales pitches, what he kept calling the toothpaste aisle, to create some doubt. And I think that I appreciate him calling you, but I think this is important that everybody rewind and listen to what Dave said, because these are facts and how the stock market has performed over decades. And so if you can return to the fundamental facts of the investment strategy that Dave teaches and that we teach here, it's a nice it's a nice reminder. So write it down and save it and listen to it when people come at you with all these pitches.
And I think it's important to say that not only is this what we teach, we've taught it for 30 years, but also it's what we do.
Correct.
I don't have like a Dave plan and then a plan for the little people.
Right.
There was a financial person that was big in the news a few years ago and had their portfolio on Money Magazine. And they're like, well, that's not what you tell people to do. And the person said, I'm in a different situation. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not in a different situation. I'm the same situation all y'all are in.
You eat what you cook.
That's it. All the time. I kill it. I drag it home. I eat it. It's that simple. And then I tell y'all exactly where the deer are. Let's go get one. Come on. This is where the ducks are. Go get you a duck. I mean, what is it you want? I mean, so this is not a thing. It's,
by the way, it's also,
there's no secrets of the rich.
No. And I want to point out, it's not a suggestion, Dave, that's kind of worked out for you. It's worked out for everybody who's ever adopted that plan. It is a solid strategy, those 4 types of funds.
Never had anybody call me and say, I did this for 25 years and I hate you.
Right.
Never had that hate mail.
Correct.
Most of my hate mail is on people who think something's going to turn out some way and they don't like the suggestion and they've never done it. And that's where the hate, that's where the trollers come from, the trolls. And so I get to be Billy Goat Gruff, That's and correct. So that's it. But if you actually do the crap we teach on this show, you actually are going to be where Chip is, $2.2 million at 60. At 60 years old.
Yeah.
This is you're not going to have 40 million in Bitcoin, but you're also not going to be bankrupt. So you get to choose which one. What game do you want to play here, boys and girls? But we eat what we cook. I mean, we cook what we eat. We eat what we cook. We are not in here telling you to do something and then we don't go do it because we've got more money or whatever. I didn't hit a certain point and quit doing the stuff. I hit a certain point and did more of the stuff. It's like, well, this is fun. Let's do it again. I mean, it's called touchdown. That's how you score a touchdown. I want to score another one. Let's do this again. Let's do this again. Let's do this again over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Rinse and repeat. My pastor was making fun of me. He said, Dave, you say the same thing over and over. And I said, so do you.
Fair point. You know what, Dave? I think it'd be awesome. Hit the 4 funds. Hit our core financial strategy for people so they don't have to rewind. This is how much we're going to serve people.
A fourth in growth, a fourth in growth and income, a fourth in international, and a fourth in aggressive growth, all with the longest possible track record, preferably 10 years or more. If you're buying an independent mutual fund for an IRA from your SmartVestor Pro, like a Roth IRA, you definitely can choose funds that are longer than 10-year track record. Inside your 401k, they may or may not, but get good long track records, and then, look at them once a year and go, wow, look at this. This is what's happening. And some years they go up, some years they go down, but most years they go up, and some years they go way up. And like this year. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Ken Coleman, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, host of Front Row Seat, a long-form interview program on Ramsey Networks. Absolutely incredible. He's my co-host. Alex is with us in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hey, Alex, what's up?
Hey, Mr. Dave. How you guys doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Awesome, man. It is truly an honor to speak to you guys. I just want to say that I hear you every morning to and from work, and I just got to say, I think you have changed my life, and I haven't even did my debt-free screen yet. But I have a quick question. I need some advice. I need to know what to do with a promise that I did my 14-year-old 2 years ago. She was 12 at the time, and I told her that I would do her Sweet 15, and her Sweet 15 is 5 months away. It's right around the corner. I was kind of hoping she would kind of forget about it, but that didn't happen. And, I am 36. I'm married, 4 kids. Between me and my wife, we make $175,000 a year. We have a paid-for rental home that brings in about $15,000 extra, so that's $190 a year. The only debt we have is our mortgage. We owe $230,000. I have $25,000 in my Roth IRA. My wife has about $60,000. I gotta say that I did some not so bright things 3-4 years ago before you came into my life, and I think we're in the right track now. But this party is gonna cost us around $25,000, and I need to know.
$25,000?
Yes.
For what?
For a 15-year-old?
It's a Sweet 15. It's something big that we do in our culture. How we were raised, and at the time when I promised it,
I'm sorry, I'm so confused. What culture are we talking about?
I'm Latino. I'm a Hispanic.
Well, let me go deeper real quick. Go back when you were a kid. So, 25, 30 years ago, what did this traditional 15-year-old party consist of?
Yeah, like when you were a kid.
Describe the party.
Because your mom and daddy didn't spend $25,000 on your sister.
No.
What'd they spend?
They spent closer to like $9,000. But it consists of a venue, a band, decorations. The dress alone was like $3,000, which my brother paid for it already.
Your brother paid for your daughter's dress?
Yes. She's my daughter's godfather, so it's kind of falls on him and he did the purchase of the dress already.
Okay.
You didn't answer my question though. Like, what did it cost? What did it cost when you were a kid?
Maybe $7,000 to $9,000.
How old are you? You said you're 36. Wow.
Yes, sir.
So 20 years ago, you're saying your parents spent $9,000.
Yes.
And they obviously had some money.
No. I can say that we don't have a Dave Ramsey in Spanish for us guys, or for the guys who don't speak English or don't understand.
Well, how'd they pay for it? How'd they pay for it?
They just work. They just work nonstop. That's all. I remember my dad just working nonstop, and that's how they did it.
Okay, so let me move that over into the land of gringo for a minute to try to relate. All right.
Okay.
So it's normal or traditional,
yes,
in the Anglo community for me to pay for my daughter's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is not dictated by the tradition is what we spend.
Correct.
It would be commensurate with common sense and with our income. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, you've got to decide in context of your world what is reasonable. The reason you're calling me is it feels unreasonable to you.
It does.
The amount, not the tradition. The tradition is very normalized for you. You made that clear.
Yeah.
I got it. I learned something today that I didn't know. Okay, it's very normalized for you, and that's fine. I ain't getting the tradition of me paying for my daughter's wedding is very normalized for me. I didn't think anything about it, but also didn't spend money I didn't have, and we didn't go spend money that was crazy as a ratio just because I was guilted into it. Mm-hmm. And this feels very much like the language you're using around describing this, you sound like a man who is trapped.
I honestly feel like that.
Cornered.
Yes. That's exactly how I feel.
And I have trouble as a dad being cornered by my teenager. It's quite the other way around.
Yes. Does it?
I do the cornering.
Help.
They don't.
Yes.
So
I guess it makes it hard on me to make that call because she is close to perfect. She helps with straight A kids.
That does not earn you the right to visit the land of stupid.
Yes.
That's not what we're doing. So I think you sit down and you say, honey, I love you. I'm proud of you and who you are. As per the tradition, 2 years ago, I promised that we were going to do this. Your uncle has bought the dress. We are going to have a very nice party. And here is the budget that I am setting for the party. You don't get to set it. You're 15.
Yes.
You don't get a vote. You just get to come. That's how it works. Okay? And so when Rachel came in and said, Winston came in and asked for my permission to marry Rachel. We sat down. We said, okay, here's what we're going to put towards the wedding. We didn't say, how much do you guys want? And they were like grown-ups. They were adults coming out of college. They weren't 15-year-olds. So, honey, I'm going to help you with your car. I'm going to decide how much that is. You don't tell me with my money what I'm going to do. And so I don't know what's reasonable here. Maybe 25 is reasonable. But I'm not going to be held hostage by outside forces in my own freaking house, or by a 15-year-old, or even by a tradition. Now, I may want to honor the tradition because it's part of who I am and part of my cultural history and makeup. I don't have any problem with that at all. I wanted to honor paying for the wedding.
Might be time to learn what a potluck is. Have the family bring a dish to pass.
I'm okay if you cut it in half. I'm okay if you said 15. I'm just not okay that someone else is setting the number.
Yeah.
He's like somebody point a gun at him or something. Said, you're doing this. No. So I'm going to flip the power structure here a little, Alex. That's where you need to go. And then you can honor your wonderful daughter in context with the culture. If you're wondering where all your money went in 2025, that's normal. And normal is broke, but next year can be different. Get a head start by downloading Every Dollar. Every Dollar builds you a personalized plan and coaches you to find the extra money and then put it to work to beat debt and build wealth. We're going to show you hand to hand how to work the Ramsey plan exactly. Just answer a few questions and you'll find thousands of dollars on average in just the first 15 minutes. That's extra margin to move your plan forward. And Every Dollar still has the same great budgeting features to help you tell your money what to do. Hey, don't go another year feeling broke and stressed. Start Every Dollar for free in the App Store or on Google Play. Emily is with us in New York. Hi, Emily. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So my question is about if my husband and I are financially prepared to start a family or if we should wait a little bit longer to be responsible.
You're ready.
Maybe would you like the background or is that a blanket answer?
I'll take the background as a courtesy, but here's the thing. We don't tell people to not have babies due to debt. We tell them to not have huge numbers of babies, but, your first baby, start a family, is a wonderful thing. It's the best thing you'll ever do while you're alive, and we don't tell people to not do that because of a certain dollar figure around it. But let's hear it, and I can give you some reassurance. How much debt do you guys have?
Okay, so we actually just have $30K of student loans that are completely interest-free between the two of us.
Okay, cool. And what do you got? Is that your only debt?
That's our only debt.
And what is your household income?
So that's the issue, is that our household income is $120,000 of a base salary with $50,000 in equity, and that's
equity. What's equity mean?
Equity means it's basically just registered stock units paid out quarterly. Because my husband works for a large company, and that's part of their compensation package.
So he can cash those out how often?
He can cash them out whenever, after they vest. Like, there's a vesting period.
How long do they take for them to vest? That's what I'm asking.
This year, it'll vest at the end of the year, and then after that, it's quarterly.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he makes $170,000 a year, including his stock bonuses.
Yes, but not this. He won't make that this year because he just started with that company. We're also both 24. So there's a few considerations. We just recently got married, but we're living in New York City, and our rent is crazy. We don't have a car. Our budget, despite the salary, is pretty tight. We don't have a lot of free cash every month. And we have
Are you working?
Invested. That's the problem, is that we actually had to move to the States for this job for my husband. So him and I together had saved about $150K before we moved here. And then I had to give up my job thinking I'd be able to get another job. But the immigration restrictions on what jobs I'm allowed to work have been so tight that it's been a few months and I have nothing. So before we moved here in our home country, I was making about $80K, and now I'm making nothing. And I feel like I'm just kind of sitting around at home, and I've always wanted to be a mom, and I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And we're like, do we just start a few years earlier than we thought we would? Or should I
So are both of you on
a job?
He's not on a green card. What's he on, HB1?
No, he's on a TN visa, which is because we're from Canada.
Oh, okay. Both of you are from Canada, so you're on a green card?
No, so we'll work towards the green card process eventually if we want to stay in the U.S. long term. But right now, he's just on TN, and I'm on a dependent spousal visa.
Okay, so what is the plan? Are you planning to stay or not?
We'll see what his business requires, as it's more of a following a passion for work thing than it is about immigrating somewhere specific. So if the company requires him here, we'll stay here. If they require him in Canada, we'll go to Canada.
What can you do right now?
That's another factor.
What kind of work can you do? What kind of work can you do that is immigration allowed? Let me rephrase. You told us there were a ton of restrictions, so I'm wondering what kind of work can you do that's not restricted?
Yeah. So to explain, so basically you can get a visa if your work aligns with exactly what you did your undergraduate degree in. And I did my undergraduate degree in a science, and then I had been working in consulting and project management and a business role before we moved here. And none of those qualify for a visa in the United States because it has to be a very specific technical job, like my husband's an engineer. But project management does not qualify. But I don't have any technical science experience despite my degree. So I'm having a really hard time finding a job that I'm legally allowed to work because I never planned to move to the States. Him and I never intended
now,
for
does
this
he
to
have,
happen.
in this situation, does he have health insurance?
Yeah, he has really good health insurance.
Okay. All right. And it will probably transfer were you to go back to Canada and have great health insurance there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'd be fine with all the healthcare stuff. It's more just I hear all the time, oh, baby
Okay, so
costs
here's the
nothing.
thing.
You don't need anything
3
to have
years,
a baby.
3
but-
years from today, you will not be in this situation.
Correct. If we get a green card,
Something's going to happen. You're either going to get a green card
yeah.
or you're going to go back to Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So this is a temporary. This income is a temporary thing based on all the story that you've told us. And if I woke up in your shoes and you guys both want a child, and God wants you to have a child, I would go have a child. That's what I would do. And there's, but do I want to be irresponsible and say neither one of us are working? No, I don't want to do that. Or do I want to be irresponsible and have, 10 kids and we make $30,000 a year and can't figure out a way to feed them? That's irresponsible too. I wouldn't want to do that. But to have a child when you're making $120,000 and you've got an uncertain immigration process looking in front of you in the next 5 years, I would definitely live my life. Yeah. I wouldn't put my life on hold for his company, which is in a sense what we're doing. And so, no, I wouldn't do that. And I think you can afford it. And I think you can make it. And, you've got labor and delivery covered. And, babies are not as expensive as everybody acts like. It's not the end of the world. And I think you guys can pull this off. You do whatever you want to do, but that's what we would do at our house.
I just am so frustrated for her. I just bang my head against the wall metaphorically as I'm listening to this. Here's a law-abiding Canadian. She wants to work, and the goofball rules that the government comes up with sometimes makes me want to just scream.
Yeah.
Because this is an opportunity to work. And if I understood her correctly, Dave, she can't do anything. Like, she can't even go to Walmart and work.
Right. Unless it's something to do with her degree field.
Right.
Her degree field. That's what she said. I don't.
All right.
I'm not knowledgeable about any of that.
I am not either. But wow.
But it is frustrating. But either way, bottom line is she ends up at home, and that makes her say, "I want to be a mom."
Yeah.
So that may be a blessing.
I would tell them, get into every dollar, learn how to budget, because I know that my parents, they scrapped by. I don't know what your parents' situation was, but they hardly had any money when I was born, and they figured it out. And in some ways, that's a great way to get really responsible.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes you pay attention, and every dollar is a good way to pay attention. You're exactly right. You got to make every dollar behave, and you need to anyway, but especially wakes up when you got another human you're supposed to be responsible for. And that extra responsibility gives us that adults devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good. So we're going to do this. So, and I think she's been very responsible asking the question. I kind of poked fun and said, yes, just go have baby. But I think it's a responsible question, which means they're going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, what I loved is she told us how much money they saved before coming to the States. This is a couple that has learned how to be disciplined. It's a lot of money they saved, $150,000.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's making 170. They can make it on that. This stuff vests. You can cash that. Don't hold that stock and stack it up and starve to death. Cash that stock in. Take care of that baby. You'll be okay. Just go on. Everything's going to be all right. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage, Britton and Paul are with us. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Good to have you guys. Where do y'all live?
So we're a small town outside of Savannah, Richmond Hill, Georgia.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. Beautiful area. Cool. Well, welcome to Nashville.
Thanks for having
me.
us.
And all the way here to do a debt-free scream. Yes. How much you paid off?
You want to do? $127,000. I want to get it down to the penny. $197.08.
I love it. How long did it take to pay that off?
27 months.
Wow. And your range of income during that 2.5 years?
We started around $120,000, and we're knocking on the door at $212,000.
Wow, that's a big jump in that period of time. What do y'all do for a living?
I'm a commercial insurance underwriter.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sell fertilizer to golf courses and landscape companies. So
oh, good
fun.
Time to be doing that.
It
well
is.
Done. Good for you. So what kind of debt was the $127,000?
Dave, we had the millennial package. We had from car loans to debt consolidation loans. We HELOC. Yeah, that was a good one.
Credit cards.
What else do we have in there?
Personal, like family loan.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Student loan?
Oh, yeah.
Student loans.
Both of us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And IRS. Yep.
IRS.
Oh,
Yeah.
and even the IRS.
We checked all
Everything.
the boxes.
We put a cherry on top.
Absolutely.
All right. There we go.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we had them all.
That's the full package.
Absolutely.
The deluxe package. All right. So what happened 2.5 years ago? Because how long y'all been married?
11 years.
11
years. All right. And what happened 2.5 years ago that gave this little wake-up call here and you say, okay, things are about to change?
Well, for me, he was just turning 40. I was about to turn 40. It was around tax season, and I looked at how much we made, and I was like, this is crazy. Why do we have no money? And then he kind of had the same wake-up call around the same time whenever we got the HELOC. And so I was just in Goodwill one day, and I saw the Total Money Makeover, and I was like, I think I'm just gonna get this.
You bought the Total Money Makeover in Goodwill.
I did.
Yes, we did.
That is awesome. That's the best part of the story. I love it.
Yep. He read it in about 2 days, and then he told me I had to read it, so I read it in about 2 days, and it just kicked off everything.
Yeah, we were done, Dave. Our septic system went out, and we had to take a HELOC out to fix that. So that was it for me. And we were there at the same time. We've both been there a couple, apart at different times.
Yeah.
And we hit that moment together and, through God found you guys.
And you just flipped the switch and went hard.
Absolutely.
From day one, both of you together. There was no one catching up, no one.
Not at all.
It's just the timing was perfect for both of you.
Sure was.
Yeah,
wow,
finally,
that's unusual, but it's very cool.
Yep. It took a few tries, and this one is for real.
What was there a moment in this process where you guys began to very much experience the momentum? We talk about the debt snowball, and I'm just curious, as a couple who did this, do you remember when you felt that momentum? Like, oh, okay, this is starting to pay off. We can see this.
You're gonna love this one. So we had I had a whole life policy that I was convinced to buy in my 20s. We cashed that bad boy out, paid off the IRS, and then a couple of the small credit cards, and we saw that number in the margin. The margin started to show up, and so that got the ball rolling, the snowball, I guess we could say.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of went from there. But just accepting that mistake, I didn't even figure out how much I had spent on that policy leading into this moment. I just said, you know what, this is a blessing that money's there, and it got us started. And from there, it's been a long 27 months, but it's gone pretty fast too at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What was the hardest thing y'all did during that 27 months? You got teenage daughters, right? I mean,
we might need to get them on stage to answer that question.
No, our 17-year-old. Dave was kind of a cuss word in our household for a little bit.
Yeah,
I've heard you say that before, and it was kind of true.
Keep Dad out of Goodwill buying books.
Right. There was no more eating out. So that was probably the hardest, was getting the kids on board, or just getting them used to it. But now, like, our 9-year-old will say, if we're in the store, she'll say, "Hey, is this in the budget, Mom?" So she's there now. So, and our 17-year-old is determined now to go to college without student loans. So
Yay!
We got there.
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely. So
that's a breakthrough. Well done. Okay. So you did change your family tree.
We did.
Absolutely.
Because they're watching and they're participating, sometimes grudgingly, but they
Sure.
got it.
Yes.
Sure.
It did click.
We
It
stopped
did
for
click.
Chick-fil-A twice on the way up here and didn't have to sweat about it. So that was a good change.
Everybody got a combo?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's
Even an
when you
ice
know.
cream, you know.
Oh, you guys really are debt free if you went for the ice cream. How did it affect your marriage?
The easiest way to say it was such a stressor for both of us.
The
you know,
money.
and money stress led to just little arguments that we don't have to have anymore. There's still stress and there's still life, but taking that money stress out of the equation, it's helped us. It's also helped us see that, you know, we can accomplish, if we put it together, we can accomplish, you know, whatever we want to do.
It definitely brought us
as a couple,
closer.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it makes you believe that in that unity and the power of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Very, very cool. Well, congratulations,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
I mean, y'all are amazing. This is a power deal. I'm so proud of you.
We're excited to be here for sure.
Who was cheering you on in this process?
We had a pretty good group of cheerleaders. Actually, through this process, we took FPU at our church.
Oh, God.
And then
What
since
church
then,
are you in?
It's LifeBridge Church in Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah. Okay.
Since then, we've taught 1 college FPU and 2 adult FPU classes.
Wow,
So
thank you.
That helped us stay accountable through the process.
Yeah,
You
teaching it, you have to do it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Kind of hypocritical if you don't.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
They were cheerleaders, our parents.
Our parents, our kids were. They were.
Part of the
So,
time, yeah.
Absolutely.
Good. All right. Well, very cool. Very cool. All right. So someone's listening, and they just had to get a HELOC to cover an emergency at the house, and they're pissed off, and they're wondering if they can really do it. Tell them, what is the main thing that you learned in this process that you have to do if you want to get out of debt?
You know, just stop doing what you've been doing and start today.
Budget.
Know, you can talk about it, and budget, absolutely. That actually budget. Don't just talk about a budget. Actually do the budget. But yeah, just start. I mean, really, that's the. You know, we talked about it, and we decided it was just time to start. We were done. And
sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yep,
Amen.
absolutely. So that's it. Just go. You can do it. It doesn't matter where you're at. Just start.
All right. Very proud of you guys. Bring your daughters up and let's introduce them, get their names and ages, and let them, since they had to participate in all the pain, they can participate in the debt-free scream.
Absolutely.
All right.
So this is Addison. She's 15. We just had birthdays, so forgive me if I get these wrong.
Right.
This is Carson. She is 9. And this is Maddie. She is 17.
All right. Very cool. That's a beautiful family. Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
Proud of you. Very well done. Paul and Britton, Maddie, Addison, and Carson, Savannah, Georgia, $127,000 paid off in 27 months, making $120 to $212, and it all begins with the Total Money Makeover from Goodwill. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free!
Road trip to Nashville. Woohoo!
Very exciting. You know, it's hard to get two teenagers and a preteen to get excited about doing anything with their parents. Those girls bought in.
That's good.
You could tell. I mean, they were really, that wasn't like, oh, I got to have to do this.
There's no eye roll.
They
No.
got on the
Very
program, and I love that.
Very, very cool. Well, what happens is the family trees really change. You could change it with the actual math because you have a huge amount of money later, and they will have a huge amount of money later. But also, it doesn't change unless the people in the family tree are also transformed. So it all ends here. We're not doing this in this branch of the tree ever again. Ever. Ever. Never. It ends. When you do that, it changes. It's a big deal, you guys. It's a big deal. Our scripture of the day, John 15:1 and 2. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. Tom Brady said, to be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. Amen.
7th round draft pick, just a reminder.
Yeah, absolutely. And, definitely one of the GOATs for sure. Yeah. All right. And Sandra is in Houston. Hey, Sandra, what's up?
Hey, my name is Ramsey. Hi, how are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I'm just excited to actually talk to you. I've been watching for so long.
Well, thank you.
I have a problem. I'm a widow. My husband passed away a year and a half ago, and he was my main source of income in our household. And I was working as a teacher assistant, making like $24,000 a year, and he was making like $80,000. And we were okay, but always in debt. And I always wanted to get one of these plans that you have, but he was never on the same page with me, so I couldn't do it alone. And it's true what you say; you have to be on board, both of y'all. So we never really did any kind of budgeting. I handle all the bills, but never had help mentally, from him, just payments here. And so he passed away suddenly within 3 months. He had colon cancer, and now he's gone, and I'm left with all this. And now, before he passed away, he did tell me, he apologized. He said, I know you were right. He goes, if you ever are in a difficult situation, I want you to sell the house. But I know nothing about that. We have a home. We've had it for 21 years. It's valued at $420,000, and my balance is $113,000. People tell me to go get a HELOC, but I just think that'll make me in a bigger hole. My question to you is, do you think it's wise to sell my house and use the equity because there's I don't have a lot of credit card debts, but I do have my lot next to his lot, which he just paid off because we had life insurance through his job. But
he had life insurance through his job. How much life insurance did you get?
It was just $50,000.
$50,000, and you used that to pay off some debts.
This is lot $30,000. And yes, we fell behind in our house because the 3 months that he was in the hospital, I didn't work. There was no money coming in, so I had to pay almost $7,000 for mortgage.
Yeah, to get caught back up. That was smart.
Okay. Yeah, but then the homeowner association, I was behind on that. I'm still behind as we speak, and now I fell behind again in my house. I have 3 adult kids, but one does not live with me. My oldest 2 daughters that live with me, but they were a mess after their father passed away. One's a full-time student about to graduate. The other one already graduated. She just started a job.
So what do you make now, Sandra?
I still make $24,000. It's not.
What do you do?
I'm a teacher assistant.
Okay.
And
how old are you?
I'm 60 years old.
60 years old. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And how much other debt other than the house do you have?
Credit cards probably $10,000. A car we just purchased that my other car was, the transmission was done.
How much do you owe on the car?
We got it at $11,000. Now it's $16,000. How? I don't know. It's the interest, and I only made one payment on it. And I just found out that when I make one payment for $420, only $30 goes to the principal because it's very high interest.
That's not the point. Okay, so you owe 10 and you owe 16, and what else do you owe?
Credit cards. Oh, I just said that. My lot is going to cost me $28,000.
Your lot?
My lot's next to his, yes.
You own a lot next door to the house?
No, a lot. I'm sorry, it's a cemetery lot. Very Coleman. Yeah, we bought a double because I want to be buried next to him, and the life insurance took care of his.
It's going to cost. It's going to cost how much?
$28,000.
$28,000?
Yes, it's very expensive.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous.
It is very expensive to die, I mean, and I just, I want to sell my house, but I've never done that before. I don't know how it works. Mm-hmm. I have no clue. Mm-hmm. My oldest daughter said, Mom, I'm on board with you. She just started a job. She said, I would do whatever you want. Let's sell the house and just start over.
All right, so you can start over, but you still have a $24,000 income. That's still going to be troublesome. So regardless of what we do, you need to work. We've got to do something to work on getting your income up.
I'm also an eBay reseller making like $2,500 a month.
Yeah, that's another
$30,000.
Very
good.
So that means you have a $55,000 income.
Yeah, and then his Social Security, what do you call it, spousal? I get like $2,300 a month.
Okay, that's another $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little different than 24. So I'm not sure why can't you pay these bills if you got that much money coming in?
Because I'm behind on my house. The house payment is $1,500, and it's an adjustable rate mortgage.
How far behind are you?
2 months.
Okay, because you have 24 plus 60 coming in. You have $84,000 coming in a year. You should be able to pay a $1,500 house payment.
Yeah.
Where's the money been going?
Well, I don't know. This crazy car I bought is $420 a month, $425.
So you paid the car instead of the house?
No. I just got the car. I just got it because I had another one that I had paid cash for, but it was breaking apart. And I had to get one, and drive time just tricked me into getting this crazy car. It was 2014 Chevy. And, $420 a month sounded good, but I just found out that it's just all interest. And I wish I could pay it off sooner, and I don't even know how my income, every time we would file for income tax, we'd always get a refund. So this time I want to get, whatever I get, I want to pay it towards the house, right? Because I've been here for 21 years, and it's emotionally hard to give it up. I had a close friend of ours who came to see it. Because as it is right now, with nothing, you don't repair anything, they'll give you like $320,000 cash.
No,
but I don't want to go and put it.
No, that's not necessary. If you're going to do it, get a real estate agent at Ramsey Solutions. It's Ramsey Trusted. Go to RamseySolutions.com and put the house on the market for full retail. But I don't think you need to sell the house. I think you need to get in control. You may need to sell the car or even throw the keys back at them and let them take it back. But the house is not the problem. You're out of control because you got $84,000 coming in between the disability, the 24, or his social, the 24, and your eBay business. And so, hon, you have enough to pay these bills. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold, and we're going to put you with a Ramsey coach and have him come sit down with you and see if we can't get you straightened out. Because one of the things our book tells us is to take care of widows. So we're going to go by the book, okay? And you hang on, Christian will pick up, and we'll get you set up with that. Because I don't think the math, when all I had was 24, it's one thing, but 24 is not all I've got here. So there's a lot more, and I think it's just you're discombobulated after the loss of your husband, and it's hard to get organized and get focused. But I think if we didn't do anything but catch this house up, you catch it up pretty quick. And if we didn't do anything, you stop the credit card, stop the car, and just let's get the house, let's save the house. And then let's keep the house current and keep lights on and food, and then we'll worry about what we're going to drive, and later on we'll worry about the credit cards. But let's get this stuff in the right order. You're paying the wrong things if you have to choose. So pay the house and lights and water and food, and then we'll figure out the rest of it. But I think you got enough to pay it all.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to get on a real tight budget and learn how to run every dollar and learn how to make this money behave. But I think she can do it, Ken.
Yeah, and I think the encouragement is our coach is going to help you. Let's get her into every dollar. Let's get her in there for a year, because this is going to walk with you daily. It's like being on the air with Dave and one of the personalities. You have the means to do it, and I think that's what we want you to hear. You got to come up with, okay, what are my next steps? But you can do this, and I agree. I would not sell the house. I think that's an unnecessary move.
Yeah, and you got a $112,000 mortgage. That's a small.
That's a really.
You have a very reasonable thing to go into old age with here and try to get that cleared up.
Yeah.
And the house that you got stung on the car, and whoever's suggesting you sell your $420,000 house for $300,000. Well, that's not somebody that's your friend. We don't do that. So that puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.